What's up everybody, welcome back to Cilinix Crypto and welcome to a new video on trading education. In this video we'll talk about EMAs, which is an indicator. If you don't know, it stands for Exponential Moving Average. So I'll give you a little bit of an introduction of what it is and how it's actually created. But most importantly, I'll tell you how I use it in trading, and I've had a lot of amazing profitable trades because of these indicators. So that's what I wanted to share with you as well. I think this is absolutely an indicator you need to have on your charts. But it's pretty difficult in the beginning to know how to use them and which ones to use and stuff, because there's quite a lot of customization. So on that front, I'll just tell you what I use, and then you can make your own decision. All right. So first of all, moving averages are an indicator in trading, right? So Forex, crypto, stocks, whatever. Basically what it is it's an average, all right? That's very simply said, it's an average. So it's the average of a price. So per candlestick you have one price, which is the closing price, all right? That's usually the price that's used to calculate the price of a candlestick. And then the moving average is just the average of a specific amount of candles before the current price. All right, so that's what they name the period. So you can set up the period for your moving average and for your exponential moving average, and then it calculates the average price over the period. All right, hopefully that makes sense. That shouldn't be too hard, and if it is, and if you need some more visualization, then I would suggest looking up moving average on the internet. It's very easy to understand, but you do need to understand the general idea. All right, so here, for example, basically the line that you see right here consists of a lot of data points. Per candlestick you have one data point, and it calculates, this is then the 28 period EMA, and it then calculates the average price over the last 28 periods / candlesticks. So that's a moving average. Now in this video we'll be talking about exponential moving averages. So what's the difference between that? Well, whereas a moving average, just a normal one, calculates the average of a certain amount of periods or certain amount of candlesticks, the exponential moving average puts more weight on the recent periods. All right. So, for example, what you can see right here is if the price goes up a lot or spikes up, as you can see, rallies, then an exponential moving average puts more weight, puts more emphasis on the latest candles. Like the more recent the candle, the heavier it weighs in the calculation of the average price. Whereas a normal moving average doesn't care about that. It's just the average of the price. So personally, I use exponential moving averages. It has no particular reason. I found during my trading and stuff that it works better than a normal moving average. I do want to make an honorable mention to one specific moving average at the end of the video, but for now, let's actually get into how to use them and how to set them up, because that's obviously why you're here. So let's get into it. So I'll quickly delete one of my exponential moving averages, and I'll show you how to set them up. On TradingView, I would 100% recommend you to use TradingView. You'll just look up EMA. You'll get moving average exponential right here. You'll click that, and then it's added onto your chart. All right, so you can see it right now. So what you want to do then, and I'm not sure, I don't think you can see that, but here at the top you can see that little settings button. You click that, and then you see a whole lot of things. First of all, the color. Personally, I have them color coded in a specific way, but that doesn't matter that much. And I cannot find the good color anymore, which is a little bit frustrating. Let me actually do this. Can I still do this? Yeah, I can still do this. All right, so here you can actually see the previous moving average that I have, because I like this color. You can put in the color. Visibility doesn't all matter. It's all about the inputs, because there, first of all, you see source doesn't matter. That's just the close, so that's the price it takes from the candlestick to calculate the average. What you want to check is the length. The moving averages which I use, which I have found to be the best, and in general the idea is that the higher the period, the stronger it is, and the more it actually means something. These ones are the ones I have: 28, 50, 100, and 200. So you can see it on the chart right now. The blue one is the 28 period EMA, red one is the 50 period EMA, gray one or silver one is the 100 period EMA, and the gold one is the 200 period EMA. So those are the ones I use. Now, how do I use them? For two things. First of all, for market bias. So obviously in trading, or maybe it's not obvious, but then you know now, if the market is trending up, you want to enter long trades, all right? Generally, sometimes you can also enter short trades if you have a very strong idea, but generally you want to enter long trades. So if all of the EMAs are trending up and they are under the price, then that means that the market is trending up. And that way I get a market bias. I want to enter more long trades. And vice versa, the same thing. If all of the EMAs are above the price, that means we are trending down. And that means I want to emphasize on short trades. So that's one thing. Second of all is I use it for entries of trades. And that is for the one reason that EMAs actually function as support and resistance. Not always, and I feel like we need to talk about that now, because the market is not always trending up or down. Sometimes it's also consolidating, and EMAs can help you with that as well. If the EMAs are completely flat, like we have, let me actually check for an example, like not necessarily right there, but well, I cannot really find a good example right now, but I guess the best example is I think right here. Like right here you can see that the EMAs are not really above nor below the price. So here we are actually consolidating. In which case there isn't really a trend, like this is a small consolidation. There's not really a trend, so then you know that the market is consolidating, all right? That is also when EMAs do not function as support and resistance. But when the market is trending, they do function as that. And like I said, the higher the period of the EMA, the stronger. So the 200 EMA, and you can also see that on the chart right here, is always stronger as support and resistance. 20 EMA sometimes is respected, 50 EMA a little bit more often, and the 100 EMA even more often. You can see it on the chart very well. Like the 100 EMA took care of a lot of great long entries right here, which you could have taken. Also, when the price flipped, it was some great resistance right here. So that's how I use them in trading. It's not as easy as it sounds though, because you can also see that a lot of times they are not respected as support and resistance. So the key on how to use them, and that is something you'll have to do for yourself, is you'll have to find ways in which they, or scenarios in which they work more often. See, the 200 EMA works quite often as resistance as support, as you can also see right here. Almost always it actually functions as resistance and support, like I would say 75% of the time. But you'll have to find a way. So for example, combining these EMAs with trend lines, combining them with psychological key levels, combining them with normal key levels, combining them with Bollinger Bands, with RSI, MACD, whatever. You have to find your own strategy and actually use that strategy and then use the EMAs in combination with other indicators to find out when they work best. But now, hopefully with these videos, first of all, you have a understanding of what EMAs actually are. And second of all, you also know how to best use them if you were only to use EMAs. All right, so if you still have any questions about EMAs whatsoever, let me know down in the comments. But for now, this is my trading education video on EMAs. So thank you for watching. Take care today and bye.